and welcome to Lunchtime Politics, reaching you live from our global headquarters here in the nation's commercial nerve center, Lagos. I'm Jeffrey Uzama. Coming up on the program, Supreme Court dismisses appeal by the candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Mr. Nafiu Bala, against the election of Governor Inuwa Yahaya of Gombe State. FCT High Court grants former Central Bank Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele's request to travel out of the nation's capital. And the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, releases list of candidates for February by-elections across states. Beginning yet again from the latest news coming from the Supreme Court, where it has dismissed the appeal filed by the candidate of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Mr. Nafiu Bala, against the election of Mr. Muhammad Yahaya as governor of Gombe State. The five-member panel of the Apex Court, led by Justice Kudera Kekerekun, dismissed the appeal shortly after it was withdrawn by the appellant. At the hearing, the Apex Court panel confronted counsel to the ADC and Mr. Bala's lawyer, Mr. Herbert Nwoye, on the incompetence of his client's case and the need not to waste the time of the court. Mr. Nwoye subsequently applied to withdraw the appeal, which was not opposed to by the respondent and was accordingly dismissed. The Apex Court has also adjourned to Friday for judgment in other appeal filed by Jibrin Bade of the People's Democratic Party, after parties adopted and argued their briefs of argument in the appeal, which expires on Sunday, January the 21st. Meanwhile, the Apex Court also reserved judgment in the appeal filed by Ms. Ashiru Isa of the PDP in Kaduna State against the election of Governor Uba Sani to a date that will be communicated to all parties. Let's stay with the court now. This time, Justice Hamza Mwazo of the Federal High Court Territory, Federal Capital Territory High Court, has granted the former governor of the Central Bank, Mr. Godwin Emefiele's request to travel out of the FCT but remain in the country. In his bail terms, he was restricted to the FCT. Mr. Emefiele, through his lawyer, Mr. Matthew Booker, had requested for a variation of terms, which was not opposed to by the counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Mr. Rotimi Oyedepo. However, Mr. Oyedepo told the court to ensure that the former CBN governor writes an undertaking that he will remain in the country if his plea is granted. The charge against the former Central Bank governor was also amended to 20 from 6, and they include criminal breach of trust, forgery, conspiracy to commit forgery, procurement fraud, and conspiracy to commit felony. Away from the court, the stage is getting set for the people of Edo State to choose Governor Godwin Obaseki's successor, which is perhaps why a former chairman of the board of the Nigerian Breweries Limited, Mr. Aswe Godalo, has formally declared to vie for the ticket of the PDP ahead of the governorship election in that state. Mr. Godalo made his intention known at a rally which held at the party's secretariat in Benin City, the state capital. He maintained that he has the right qualities to take Edo State to greater heights if given the opportunity.
Power to the youth!
The Secretariat of the PDP in Edo State comes alive with the presence of different support groups across the state. They are here to witness the official declaration by Aswe Ighodalo as an aspirant in next month's party primaries ahead of the 2024 Edo governorship election.
Thank you very much for being here.
There are little formalities in the itinerary as Aswe Ighodalo climbs the podium, and it's straight to the business of the day. He goes through his credentials before making his desire to govern Edo State public.
Beyond my corporate and non-governmental experience, I have been engaged working with the Edo State government actively for the last 16 years. While in the past, I have advised our leaders, I have been an advisor up until now. That has been what I have been doing. Today, I now ask for the opportunity to do it myself. I now ask for the opportunity to step out of the shadows from advising and do it myself for the benefit of the good people of Edo State.
Next to follow are endorsements from party leaders. Chief Tommy Kimi says the Edo Central Caucus of the PDP are in full support of Aso Ighodalo's aspiration, having screened all other aspirants from the zone.
We have met with all those who wanted to contest the election, all the aspirants. Let me, as leader of our party, confirm to you that Edo Central Senatorial District has one preferred aspirant, and is Barrister Aso Ighodalo.
The endorsements extend to the other senatorial districts of Edo North and South.
We have listened to your son. We are hereby adopting him as our candidate. We are now recommending him to you to do the proper thing.
The progress of the party is what I cherish. And since this is the man that wants to unite us, personally is having my endorsement.
Mr. Aso Ighodalo says it's been very much a part of the Edo State government over the last 16 years in an advisory role. Now he believes he has the experience to manage the affairs of the state. The reason he's asking for the chance to represent PDP in the September 21, 2024 governorship election in Edo State.
But before we get to that election in Edo State sometime later part of the year, there are other elections coming in, which is the by-election. So the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has now published personal particulars and final list of candidates for the by-election scheduled for the 3rd of February 3rd this year in their respective state offices and their affected constituencies, pursuant to the provisions of Section 29, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022. These elections will be held on Saturday, the 3rd, as I said, across 9 states of the Federation, covering 2 senatorial districts, 4 federal constituencies, and 3 state constituencies. INEC is therefore appealing to citizens to scrutinize the personal particulars, that's from EC9, and academic credentials of these candidates that are vying for these positions. The list of candidates is also published on INEC's website and their social media platforms. So if you're in doubt of the person representing your constituency or about to vie for that position in the going to the National Assembly or State Assembly, you can go to INEC's website or go to INEC office within the constituency to find out exactly what they publish and marry to what you have, whether they are consistent before you make a complaint. Now, still talking about the by-election, the senatorial candidate of Yobe East under the platform of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Musa Mustafa, has asked members of the party to unite for a successful outing at the polls. He made the disclosure while inaugurating zonal campaign coordinators of the 7 local government areas that make up the Yobe East Senatorial District. He also calls on party faithful and supporters to work to mobilize voters and ensure a large turnout at the election.
The inauguration of campaign coordination today provides us with structures at the various levels with which we can conduct our campaigns smoothly with the leadership that gives directives to achieve our set goals and objectives. I am optimistic that we will mobilize our supporters, including those from other political parties, for our party to emerge victorious. Let me passionately appeal to you all that please should bury all our differences, if any, for the sake of success of the party. We shall be united in the interest of the party. Once again, I thank you all and assure you of my commitment to serve the good people of Yobe State and Yobe State.
All right, the elections that are coming just in a few days from now, or less than a month from now, as we've been saying, is the by-elections on February the 3rd. And so we will be exploring all of that today on the show. But we will focus today on Ondo State, which is one of the federal constituencies where the election will take place. Exactly, if you've been following the politics, you know that the current Minister of Interior, Mr. Olubimetunji Ojo, had to resign his position to take up the ministerial position as he was appointed by President Bola Tinubu. And so political parties, including the APC and the PDP, have done their primaries to nominate candidates that will represent them at the election, and eventually the people will decide who will represent them at the Federal House in Abuja. We've been joined on the program by the PDP candidate for Akoko Northeast and Akoko Northwest Federal Constituency, Mr. Olalekan Bada, is joining us from our Abuja studio. Mr. Bada, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Good afternoon.
All right. First, let me begin by saying congratulations to you for emerging the candidate of the PDP in that election or in that primaries. So congratulations are in order. But let's begin from your assessment. The seat you are vying to occupy has been occupied by someone who is now at the federal cabinet, Mr. Olubimi Tunji Ojo. I remember that when Mr. Ojo was vying for that position, he did talk about three basic things he will do: infrastructure development, wealth creation, employment and empowerment, education and healthcare. So maybe let's start from your assessment of his fulfillment of that promise just before he went to the federal cabinet. What would you say, how well did he do in representing the people and the need for you to come and occupy that place, that seat?
Honorable Tunji Ojo, because of the position he had there, because as the chairman of NDC, he has the power to assist the people of our constituency. So on that level, he has opportunity to assist. Not all members of the House of Representatives have the authority to do that. This is the chairman House Committee on data, so he has people to assist. He tried for, I'm sure, for his colleagues, other people. But in our own area, his own personal, what we call it, consensus project. We have not seen it. We have not seen any consensus project in our place. It's only by the work done by NDDC that it appear in our place. He cannot say one single project belong to him as a consensus project. All what we have there is from NDDC.
So you're saying to me and to everybody watching on national television that the Honorable Minister, who is now the Honorable Minister, yes, whilst he was a member of the House of Representatives, from the things he listed, which I had listed, so infrastructure development, wealth creation and all of that, not in 4 years, he did not do anything. Is that what you're saying?
My brother, let me tell you the truth. Honorable Tunji Ojo is only ask people to come to Abuja to collect money. He will ask some boys to come to Abuja and collect 50,000. That's what he's doing. The other projects belong to NDDC. Not
Mr. Bada, you're making a strong allegation. It's now a federal minister. So do you have proof to the fact that he's giving people money? If you don't have that proof, maybe you would skip that, that particular part of the conversation. So if you don't have proof, we will not maybe entertain it.
Every time we send people to come to Abuja, as a legislature, you should come to home and talk to people, not to tell them to come to Abuja to collect money.
Okay, let's bring the people.
Let you come home. And talk to people.
Let's bring the conversation to you. Of course, it appears like you have a bone to pick with him, but let's bring the conversation. Now that he said he has not done anything, have you done a needs assessment of the people of Akoko Northwest and Northeast to know exactly? If I ask you now, which is the question I'm putting to you, tell me three things that need urgent attention in Akoko Northeast and Northwest. What would they be?
Akoko Northeast, we have road problem. Our road from Ikare to Owo is not possible. Our road from Ikare to Arigidi to Ajoa is not possible. As a minister issue, as a House of Rep issue, ask his people to put in the federal budget so that they can assist us. That's what I think should be priority to him. Not to tell people, come and do something in Abuja. No, he should come home and do the right thing for his people.
You have mentioned infrastructure, which is road. I said three things because my presumption is that coming on the program and wanting to represent the people at the federal level, you would have done a needs assessment. And I'm not sure it's just one thing that you'll be talking to your colleagues about on the needs of the people. So what are the other two things, sir?
No, to me, when I was council chairman, I've tried for my people. At least my community, where we do have electricity, I installed more than 4 transformers for them when I was there. I bought a garbage truck, a brand new, for the community, so that they can take refuse out of the community. So all those things, I've done it. And people they stated me that, you can go for House of Rep. That's why I was voted as the candidate now.
Mr. Bada, you have not answered my question. I'm sorry. I said you've talked about what you did as council chairman. As council chairman, you're a member of the executive, yes, at least even at that level of government. But now your job cardinally revolves around representation, it revolves around legislation and oversight. We're going to talk about constituency project. I'm asking, besides infrastructure deficit, which you complained about, what other 2 things have you found out that the people of Akoko Northwest and Akoko Northeast need, which is why you're heading to the Abuja to represent them?
No. We need the university, higher institution. We don't have it in our area. We want it in Akoko Northeast and Akoko Northwest. We pray that if we get there, we will fight to give us one university or polytechnic in our area. That's number 1. Number 2, the students should have access to free education. That's the priority. Because now, during our former Governor Shegun, we pay only 25,000 as a tuition. Today, they are paying 200,000, 180,000. So it's difficult. What we do, we should pray that we should assist our students, our people, to have quality education, so that we can pay them extra money to pay their school fee. Secondly, we pray that if voted for at the end, it will do many things for our people, like a road, which we are asking people to do it. Because now, between now and there's a community called Ajowa. You can't go there during the evening because of the armed robber, kidnapper on the road.
All right, let's
do. We are praying that we should do infrastructure.
So does this mean that these are some of the bills that you'll be presenting at the National Assembly for? That's technically what you're saying. You'll be presenting bills to the National Assembly for consideration. Bill
for school, for education priority for our people. Because most of our people, when they finish secondary school, to go to university become problem. But we will try. Within our constituency, we have university for them or polytechnic.
All right.
That will give us extra way for them.
All right. Let's move on now. Now you know that it's an APC state. What I mean by that is that the governor is from the APC, and it could be an uphill task for the PDP to be able to surmount this. I know that before this election that led to your emergence, there were a bit of an issue. In fact, the former chairman was suspended. So going into this election, do you think you're going in as a divided house or a united house? And what are the chances of the PDP in ensuring that you clinch that particular seat at the end of February the 3rd?
PDP, we are one family. We have some misunderstanding, but we will settle it later. We have some misunderstanding, we can settle it within ourselves. We are one family. It's the best party in Nigeria, in Africa, the best party in Africa. So we know if there's a problem, we settle it within ourselves.
That's what I'm asking. So do you think that the PDP has a chance in this election, and why do you think so?
Because we have chance. Because if I tell you APC primary, as if you have any of your correspondent that went there, it's called militarized primary. Our primary was free and fair. Everybody went there freely, and we voted ourselves, and people declared the winner. But their own, they don't have a Congress to get the delegates. So all the aspirants there, they walk out of the place. Because they use power to do it.
One of the quick things I want to ask you before I let you go is the fact that probably some of the things you accuse the former person occupying that seat, whether it's Mr. Tunji Ojo or some other people, of not doing enough to attract the required development to that constituency, could be that maybe they made effort and it didn't work. What are your plans when you go to the Federal House, if you eventually win this election, to make sure that you beat all the challenges and ensure at the end of the day that the reason why the people sent you there is achieved? What are your strategies?
Firstly, the people of my constituency, they are aware that I worked before. They know I'm a one man at home. I don't stay in a hotel in my place. I live in my place. So they have access to me. They can, any complaint, they come to me. So you can't compare anybody that doesn't stay within the constituency and control well. As of today, I left my place today to Abuja. I'm coming back, I go back to my place. I stay in my community, Ikare, Akoko. I don't stay in an hotel. Some people come to home, they stay in Akure, they won't stay in their community. So everybody have access to me. So with that one, they will give me support and they will win.
All right, I wish you the very best. Not exactly the answer I was expecting, because I know that a lot of other members of the House representative will be presenting bills and all of that. I wanted to see what you would do differently to ensure that when you put out a bill, it follows through and eventually attracts the people. That is, if you win the election. I must thank you for coming on the program. Mr. Olalekun Bada, the PDP candidate for Akoko Northwest and Akoko Northeast federal constituency election on February the 3rd. Thank you, sir, for coming on the program.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
All right, let's move on now to other stories. The Akwa Ibom State Governor, Mr. Moyano, is calling on the Independent National Electoral Commission to be innovative in initiating policies and regulations that will continuously improve the electoral process in Nigeria. Governor No gave the recommendation when the state's new resident electoral commissioner, Mr. Isa Ehimiakes, paid him a courtesy visit at the government house, Uyo. Says policies and regulations that showcase INEC as a neutral and unbiased umpire in electoral processes will ensure peace and ease of conducting elections.
We are glad to meet you face to face, and let me start by thanking INEC for the great job they did during the elections and for ensuring free, fair, credible elections in Akwa Ibom State. Their work has been proven up to the Supreme Court and validated. So it's not just a victory for myself or our state or our party. I believe it's a collective victory because INEC was also sued along. So I believe it's a collective victory. Elections in Akwa Ibom have always been generally peaceful, except for a few places, which is not completely abnormal in our society today. But we hope and pray that as the years roll by, we'll continue to have that improvement in the conduct of our election where no life will be lost. So we want to pray and hope that INEC will continue to roll out policies and regulations that will keep improving on our electoral processes.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Nyesom Wike, has vowed that his administration or his leadership will make it unbearable for bandits to operate in the FCT. He said that the president has given approval for the provision of all necessary tools and logistics required by security operatives to combat the menace. The minister explained this during a town hall meeting with Buari Area Council Chairman, traditional rulers, security operatives and residents of Buari in Abuja.
It is a 45 kilometers drive from the Abuja city center to the Buari Area Council, which is one among other area councils in the Federal Capital Territory, whose communities were reportedly invaded by bandits recently. To prefer possible solutions to the insecurity ravaging the area and sympathize with the people, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has convened this town hall meeting. In attendance is the Buari Area Council Chairman, traditional rulers, security operatives, and residents of the area. Buhari Area Council has about 16 districts and 90 villages. Over 5 communities in the area council have been invaded by bandits, leaving at least 5 people dead and many others adopted. The area council chairman, however, laments the absence of security resources in the area.
We wish to make a passionate appeal to our father, the Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory, to support us in this struggle.
The traditional rulers clamor for more support from the security operatives in the area to curb the menace.
All these people that are kidnapping our people, the type of guns that they are holding, our police don't have such type of gun.
I'm still appealing to the Honorable Minister that we need area command in Buhari, so that it will help us in terms of security aspects.
The FCT minister, however, reassures residents of the area that the present administration is committed to securing their lives and properties. He tells them that the president has given approval for all necessary tools and logistics needed by security operatives.
My coming here today is to assure you that we are very, very serious. We are very, very serious. All those criminals, bandits, enough is enough. We will do everything within our powers to make sure that we will not allow this to happen again. These bandits were just away from the northeast, so they are making their way down. We'll make it hot for them.
Mr. Wike also appealed to the general public to desist from the use of radio or social media to speak on the operations of the bandits or donations for victims.
We cannot be encouraging kidnappers. We have to stop this idea of going to radio to say we are ready to raise money. When you do that, these criminals are happy.
The minister has given emphatic assurances that in the next few days, residents will see drastic improvement in the security situation of the area. From the nation's capital, Kumbi Abuluade, Channels Television News.
The governor of Abia State, Mr. Alex Oti, says securing all parts of the state is a priority of his government. During the official send-forth ceremony of 4 service commanders from the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Immigration Service, the NSCDC, and the DSS in Isialangwa South Local Government Area. The governor says he appreciates the outgoing service commanders for working with his government as a team and has now appealed to the new service commanders who are replacing them to strive to surpass the achievements of their predecessor. And that's it on the program. Thank you so much for your time and, of course, your usual company. I'm Jeffrey Uzama. You've been served on Lunchtime.